Your overall evaluation of finding a way to get third and getting out of here 2-1?
Well, I don't think that we obviously are disappointed we lost, but I think the biggest thing is I don't think we played the way you're supposed to play in any of the games to give us the best chance to win over time. I thought we had a chance to crack all three of them and didn't, and let them all off the hook, which is disappointing. And one time it obviously came back to bite us. So I feel like the thing that's a little bit disappointing to me is, you from a defensive standpoint, you play to the score, and that obviously cost us one game, and it doesn't make me leave out of here with an unbelievable amount of confidence that if we play bad, we can still win, because that's why. I think that's the one constant that should travel each and every game, and right now it's not. So I'm not displeased, but I'm certainly not leaving out of here giddy about how we played.
How about Christian? He had 3 pretty good games.
Yeah, I thought he was pretty solid, and all the games he got numbers. I still think he's a little careless, made some bonehead plays today, but for the most part, I thought Christian played well. You could say he was probably maybe our best performer down here, and Oach second, but I thought that he played well, and I thought Oach also didn't play as well as he had been, but he still gets 17, 5, and 3 dimes on 14 shots. Which is pretty darn good considering he's been on such a roll right now. He's kind of become human for us here while he's been down here, but he's still been pretty darn good.
CB was a little quiet the first few games of the season. You kept saying, he's got more in him. Is he showing those things now? What you were looking for?
He is to an extent. I mean, how many shots he still turned down today? Yeah. He's driven the ball better, but I still think he can take it and finish better. But as much as those guys have the ball, and CB and Oaks combined for 1 free throw in a game, that means they can still be more aggressive.
You're talking about trying to kind of step on teams' throats or whatever. When those lulls happen, is it focus, energy, execution? What do you see?
I think a lot of it's my fault, because a lot of it is I went to the bench. That's one thing I told our guys. I said, maybe you guys can figure it out for me, but to play 11 guys, you need to sub in more than 1 or 2 at a time to do that. And when you do that, you take away a lot of rhythm sometimes. And that's happened, I think, in basically all our games since we've been down here. Maybe not as much against Dayton, but it certainly did against North Texas today. So I think I got to do a better job of finding a way to sub and still have 3 starters in the game. I think that would probably help us quite well.
How much of a mystery is your bench still? Are you finding when and how to use guys? And
I think our bench potentially is very good, but I mean, we can say that Joe did this, which Joe was good today. The lid kind of came off the basket for him a little bit. He made some really nice plays. But the bottom line is the way Joe helps our team win moving forward is he can also be a defensive stopper, and he can be the best on-the-ball defender we have and things like that. And I don't think we're those things yet. So, but I do think that Mitch was obviously good the first half, and I thought Joe and Bobby were okay. But even as good as Joe played, you look at the plus minus, he's -5 or -4 for the game, which that's not very positive. When the starters are plus 15 each and the reserves are all in the minus each, we got to be better.
Bill, there were stretches where you played KJ with 4 guards. I'm just wondering how you thought about how those stretches went.
I was just trying to play our best big. Let's just call it like it is. There was no strategy in it. We actually put KJ in initially when they played 25 at the 5, so we could just switch 5. and then we just kept him in on the big kid too. So I actually, if you look at who was our best big in the second half, KJ Adams was our best big in the second half. As far as playing the way we need to play to give us the best chance. So I thought he did well. I can't hear you.
What about Dave's performance?
I think it was better than it has been. So I still think that he's rebounded or playing to his presence at all. But I think it was better. At least he saw the ball go in the hole a little bit, so which is positive.
Did you get a chance to say anything to your team? And what did you think of going against the Holland?
I said good game, and he said good game too. We talked a little bit, but not much. Not much. He's what he's done. I don't know if when you really look at coaches, you can look. I mean, a lot of things that can break down guys that make them so effective or so special. The way that his team's always competed on a very national high level and doing it without 5-star recruits compared to the way some other people do it, I think, means that they develop and they get the most out of the guys. I always thought he did that.
You had Ochai handle the jump ball. Is that permanent? You think you'll stay with that?
I don't see why it wouldn't be.
Yeah.
I'll be real honest with you. He won the tip going against the biggest guy we've had to jump against this year, except for Michigan State. He wouldn't have won it against Michigan State, but with Bingham. But yeah, I think right now it's Ochai is a much better, a much quicker jumper, and so I'd like to see David jump center, but I think Ochai's probably better at it.
Yep.
Was there a gut check? Did you have team meetings or anything yesterday after we lost to bounce back today? Did you do anything differently?
No, we didn't do anything different. Yeah, we met. Maybe I was even longer winded during the meets than I would have been maybe if we hadn't lost. But it was the same schedule that we do each and every time we're on the road. So it was nothing major.
Bill, defensively, how do you think things went just holistically over these last 3 games?
Excuse me?
Defensively, how do you think things went holistically last 3 games here?
Have you been listening to what I'm saying? I think that defensively we played good in spurts. I think the first 10 minutes of each of the games defensively were very good. And I think after that, definitely many lapses and not much of a killer instinct.
Is there something player-wise, guys on the court, that you want to take that over? And obviously you can tell them, but does someone need to do that out there?
Well, Juan Juan's not going to score a lot of points, so he needs to be great on that end. Remy, he got picked on a little bit today, to be candid, but just little things like faking a charge when the other team's got to come back. He won a long possession, he fakes the charge early in the clock, gives them an uncontested three. Just stuff like that. You just don't do those things. And David obviously isn't plugging the lane or yet. So there's a lot of things that we can do better. I even Oach and CB. CB, when they're making their little run, start the second half, CB backed off their best shooter and just let him walk right into a three. I mean, those are things that are correctable, but we're just not doing consistently.
All right, Coach. Thank you.
All right, guys.
Thanks.